Hello, everybody. Welcome to The Bald and the Beautiful. I am Melissa. Kevin is missing.
I'm Angel.
I'm Marcus.
And we're reviewing the show Married at First Sight, season 14 episode. It should be over.
Come on. Ain't that the truth?
The season's still going, but it could stand to be over.
It's so many
And
episodes.
yes, we are an episode behind.
Yes, we are. So this episode, I actually low-key might drop this episode. If Aubrey edits it before tomorrow, I'm going to just drop it so folks don't be confused, because I don't want folks in the comments like, this is not what
They're
happened.
like, why are they not talking about the fact that he said, because we ain't seen the thing he said.
I ain't going to lie to you. I went to bed at 2 o'clock last night because all of a sudden I was like, I haven't watched the episode. And so that's what I did from 12 to 2.
You're like, that's how my life happened. I was watching it instead of editing, and then Marcus didn't watch it until this morning.
I watched this. Well, I'm on East Coast time, so I had time to watch it.
Oh, that is nice.
This morning.
Sometimes that's what on the commute to dropping the kids off at school.
Just listen.
It's
the way to go, legitimately. Yeah. Okay, let's start with the foolishness that is Noy and Steve.
What is wrong with the hypocrisy
of it all?
She can't stand that chick. I swear, she is garbage and a half.
Garbage and the fact that she couldn't see the hypocrisy of it. I should have a right to freely post. Okay, well then he should freely be able to talk about y'all's problems as well.
Yeah, but I'm so glad he called that out. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so glad he called that out as they were talking about it. He said, you see how it's, we have to wait to talk about it in front of everybody while we're here, but you can post it to the world.
Right.
And she was like, well, you did talk about it. And he was like, no.
That's not the same issue.
She's just
I
can't stand
like Steve, but I also feel like as person on the other side of Steve, I would be annoyed at how right he is all the time. That I would be like, you know what, you should just shut up sometimes. Because that's always my answer when I'm just like, you're right, but I don't want to say you're right. So just shut up talking to me.
Shut your mouth.
Liz does that a lot. She'd be like shut up.
Yeah, that's literally me saying you're correct, but I don't want to say you're correct. So shut up talking and saying words to me. That's how it would be with Steve. Because when he was like, but they're two separate issues. You don't understand how they're two separate issues. What I'm talking about is that the hypocrisy of what you're saying, I'm not talking about what we're actually talking about, which is our marriage. Those are different. And I was like, that was a good point. But also,
shut up talking to me, saying these words.
Correct.
I also, I wish and there was probably more conversation around it and they just, edited it out. When she was like, not everything's about you. And he said, well, then who was it about?
And she didn't have an answer, child.
I wanted to be like, girl, because that's how you could actually bring him.
Correct.
Because that also is like a whole thing. It's like, okay, you're saying it's not about me, but then you're discussing a problem, vaguely discussing a problem with the world that I'm not aware of. And are we not husband and spouse? I mean, husband and wife, spouse and spouse. And this young behaving brattiness is really so confusing to me because I'm like, how does this serve you?
It doesn't. She is immature. It doesn't serve her. And the thing that is so hilarious to me is that she just refuses to be like, shut up. I don't want to talk about this no more. You are correct. And at the end of the day, I'm just scared. Because even when they were in the car and she was like, I don't want to give up my hotel. I mean, not my hotel. I don't want to give up my house because of how much it means to her. The question that kept ringing in my mind was, you weren't ready to be married. You shouldn't have applied for this show.
Come on.
If you have these type of attachment issues to your apartment, which I get, sometimes I'd be real sentimental about things. But if I'm deciding I'm going to be married to you, in what universe is the presumption not that you're going to end up living together?
Exactly. Because that's exactly what I'm like. This has nothing to do, unless it has everything to do with Steve. This is where the path was going to go. Absolutely. If you got married. Absolutely. That y'all were not going to live in your little bitty studio apartment. You know it's not big enough for two people to live in unless y'all the two unique ones from the New Orleans season. The one that walked on the tightrope that didn't wear deodorant.
All the crazy people.
Yeah. Bennett and Amelia.
Unless you've been in Amelia, they could live in a rat hole.
Correct.
But most people need a little more space than that.
Yes.
So why are you now? That's something that then you mentioned day one. Hey, I don't plan on living with my spouse.
I agree.
Because this is not something that you can assume that someone would think going into this process.
It's anti-traditional norms. It's not the norm. So you have to say it aloud.
No, I think they've been at the very beginning of the episode, I think he's probably been throwing that in her face too. Because when they were getting ready, I like I said, it's fresh on my mind, so I just watched the show. When they were getting ready, and she was like, he said something about the dog not being around. She was like, I know. Everybody thinks he's dead because when I posted on there, he was like, see how people could get the wrong idea by just a simple post.
Being petty. The other thing about Steve is he was like, oh, we need to talk about this before decision day. Are you ready to talk now? Are you ready to talk now? I just want to know when you think it's a good time to talk, because now you said you wanted to talk about it and no one was talking about it. So guess what? I'm ready to talk about it. When do you want to talk about it?
Come on.
Yeah, nah, she's definitely way too immature. In my opinion, she's too immature for this process. She should have never got involved. She's not ready. She's for that. She is garbage because she's just unwilling to give on things that she truly believes in.
My thing is, you go from day 3, I love you.
Correct. That's also interesting.
To we at what?
2 weeks out before.
Right. We at day 45. To that love for him does not motivate you to have clear conversations where you use like real language for him to understand where you're coming from instead of just attitude. And day 45, where you're not willing to bend on most of your ideas and like ideology. No, how do you say the word? Ideology. Thank you. Yeah, you're not willing to bend on. Listen, because I was about to tear that word all the shreds.
My brain said, my eyes went all the way back.
I could see how to spell it, but I was like, my brain, anthology.
Correct.
But how do you love someone, but yet not feel willing to, I'm not saying lose yourself in it, but like really see where can we meet in the middle to where I'm not losing myself, but I am coming closer to you. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And I don't think, I really haven't, unless they cut it all out, I haven't seen it. All I've seen is bratty behavior. When she told him to kiss her ass, when she left because of the noodle situation, the way she is like, well, I'm a person outside of you and Dr. Cow, so I'll keep posting on my stuff. I'm like, girl.
She's giving like temper tantrum, like it's my way or the highway type of vibe, or, my way or I'm just going to sit here and kind of fuss and fight. Yeah. And that is immature, and it's not. Most of marriage is compromising, but also sometimes marriage is completely like acquiescing what you want for your spouse. Yeah. So if he is saying, like, and he was saying it so unequivocal, like maybe she's not getting it, so I'm just going to say it very clearly. This hurts me. And your response is very like selfish, like, well, I just feel like I'm an individual and I need the freedom. Well, then you should dive into what it means, and freedom means when you're with someone that you're going to commit your life to, that you're saying you love, that you're saying you care about, that you're saying you want to be with, but yet you're doing things continually, and at this point I would almost say on purpose, to hurt his feelings because you want to exert your independence and your freedom to post on social media.
That's what really is baffling.
Girl, find another hill.
One of the big things, one of the big problems, even when sitting in the car where you have no escape, when it's something that you don't want to deal with, like the things that she said she don't want to talk about in public, he's like, well, let's talk about it now, ain't nobody around. She just shuts down. Yeah. And then when he asks a serious question that deserves an answer, she gives no answer. She just has nothing to say, because now you're looking stupid. Even though it's just y'all two.
That's why she didn't want to talk about it in front of her friends.
We got all these cameras here, but now you're sitting there looking stupid when he asks you a question and there's no out other than I don't want to talk about it.
I'm telling you, I would spend a lifetime trying to piss her off, because that would drive me up a wall. I don't like when people, it's one thing is different than being like, give me some time to be able to articulate how I'm feeling. That, even though it is hard for me to respect that, I still respect it in the sense of I don't blame you for not wanting to speak on it now. I'm not talking about like Alyssa at the beginning where they kept saying, I don't want to talk, but it was just an excuse because she didn't have anything to say. But to purposefully shut down as a way to not lose the argument, because that's what it really is. I don't want to continue in this conversation because the only way I can win this argument is by being a dick. Right. Mm-hmm. And that would drive me insane. I'd rather us be arguing solid hour a point. Marcus wouldn't. Solid hour a point where you are communicating to me clearly, even if we're not seeing eye to eye, then for you to decide that conversation with me is not worth your time. Yeah. So you'd rather just roll your eyes. She needs therapy. Correct. She gonna get this code to BetterHelp because listen, she gonna be having stress, right? BetterHelp is a sponsor of today's podcast, okay? Now, people don't realize stress shows in a lot of different ways. Yes. And in the world that's telling you to do more, sleep less, grind all the time, here's a reminder to take care of yourself, do less, and maybe try some therapy. Listen, you're sitting in front of 3 of the 4 creators on this show, one creator whose schedule is so jam-packed he couldn't even be with us today. We understand this whole concept of grinding over and more and more. It becomes taxing not only on your body, but on your emotions and on your psyche, on your mental capacity. And you're good. Yes, it does. Stress affects your digestive tract, all of it. And
I can speak to that.
And we can't always, unfortunately for some people, we do have the luxury to be able to be like, you know what, I'm taking off today. But for some people, they don't have that luxury. So what should you do? What should you do in that situation when you're trying to figure out how to get your life to de-stress? Get a therapist. Correct. Okay. To find ways to be able to figure out how to balance, to find ways to kind of lift some of the pressure off of your plate. A lot of times it's about having a professional person to be able to give you a different perspective of how your life is running in ways that aren't serving you, that you can cut off or push off of your plate. And that is why all 4 of us here are, well, including Josh as well, are advocates for therapy. So BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to go on camera to see anyone if you don't want to. It is much more affordable than in-person therapy. Give it a try and see if online therapy can lower your stress. The Bald and the Beautiful listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/TBTB. TBTB? That's BETTERHELP.com/TBTB.
TBTB. Okay, Noy and Steve. We only have 2 more episodes, or we're just 2 weeks out, but that don't necessarily mean
we probably got 8 more episodes for 2 weeks out.
My prediction, I think my original prediction was that they were going to make it. I don't know now. I feel like no, though, honestly.
If Noy, this is really going to be on Noy.
Yes.
Because he is flexible in a lot of things. If Noy can give herself the opportunity to be completely vulnerable and actually say what she means versus using a lot of passive aggressive tendencies to like get her way instead of saying it, I think they have a chance because Steve is very solution oriented.
Yes.
If you give him the problem, he will work with you to find the solution. Mm-hmm. However, she won't actually say what the problem is in a lot of situations. So that leaves him like just, probing her for the thing. Like, why is it that you need to post on social media? Why is it this specific thing that you can't let go of? And why do you feel like social media is a luxury that could go away at any point in time? Right. So what would you do then? Like, what is this that you need? What do you get from having people assume that our marriage is in danger? So if she can find a way, which I don't know, I think maybe the thought of him deciding no might make her go, okay, here's what it is, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I say most likely they're going to say yes. However, they won't make it regardless.
Long term.
Regardless of what happens on decision day, they are not going to make it because even for somebody like Steve, that's going to get exhausting because that's a personality thing that she needs to change. That's not just like a decision of, okay, I'm going to do better on social media. There's going to be something else that she's going to be the same type of immaturity, the same type of unwilling to change that is going to come up in their relationship or in their life or whatever. Same thing with his job. If he starts bringing in all this money, and if, in her opinion, if he needs to have a 9-to-5, even though he's making more money being an entrepreneur or somebody else that just doesn't work a 9-to-5, I really feel more comfortable if you do this, and I don't feel like, and she's just not going to change. She has a lot of change that she has to do to herself in order to make something work. Unless she just gets a complete pushover, I guess. But she's trash, and they ain't gonna make it. Even if they say yes, they ain't gonna make it. We'll be reading on social media that she said, yep, I needed better, and now I have better because I'm single again, even if they get married or stay together.
Them low, that's the other thing. Don't be putting your business. That's just rule number one. Don't be putting your business out there like that on social media for people to interpret. And then when he comes and asks you about it, like, it's not about you, but I have felt like that. Girl, wait.
Then girl, what is it? What is it? Is you, or is you ain't?
Correct.
She's one of those people that don't realize that social media stuff you be posting be around forever. The fact that she felt comfortable saying that stuff to putting it on social media because she's not face to face with anybody. But as soon as he brings it up in a group setting around a bunch of people, I feel like it's something we need to talk about with just us. But hell, for what?
There would have been no way I would have respected that.
No, I'm surprised he did.
I've been like,
I put it on blast.
I've been like, you don't want to talk about it?
I do.
Okay, well, you can be quiet.
Okay, then don't.
So let me tell you what she did. What do y'all think?
I'm a free individual person. Whatever she said, just to be petty.
I'm separate of you.
Yeah, I'm separate of you. So I would like to talk about it.
Yeah,
so and she knew she was wrong. She didn't want them people in a business because they would be like, girl,
you can't do that.
This is a no-brainer. Stop posting.
And I would have waited until we were all in a van together driving so she couldn't go nowhere. You just going to be in there sweating, looking stupid.
Elijah won her. Elijah wanted Katina at the table.
Yes.
And what's crazy is she knew beyond the shadow of a doubt that she is wrong. No, that's why she didn't want him to bring it up.
Absolutely.
On social media, because she felt like I deserve better. Yeah, girl, you deserve better.
Because that's gonna be sriracha.
She seems right, but now she knows she's wrong, and she don't want to face that because she know he's gonna put out straight facts.
Yeah,
she's trash.
Okay, let's move on because this was another interesting moment when they were doing the group conversation and they were asking, like, first one to lose your 9-to-5, whatever it was, and Noy said, I want to be a stay-at-home mom, and Lindsay said, oh, really? With one income? Because, you know, I'm a 2-income person over here. Then she proceeded to insult, what's his name, Mark's whole entire manhood.
Yes, she did.
In front of everybody. After she said, you hurt my feelings because you said I was hyper all morning, which she was.
She
is a freaking lunatic.
She was out of control.
Literally, period, point blank.
Unfortunately, I don't know if it's the alcohol or if she needs medication because her behavior this episode was so erratic. How mad she got. First of all, how annoying she was in the morning. And he kept saying, stop. And she was like, I've been just trying to get my husband up for the past couple of hours. And he's just lazy. I was just like, first of all, that bugs me. Even though I would love for Marcus to get up early like I do, I'm not going to hover around him for him to wake up. He's a grown man. And if his responsibilities can be taken care of when he wakes up, they ain't got nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm.
I will never understand that when couples are like, well, I get up at 6 and he doesn't get out of the bed until 9. I just would love it if we could get up together. Yeah. Well, if he don't want to, then he don't want to. And then she got really, really, really pissed off by him calling her hyper.
And you could tell it didn't have an angry energy. It was kind of teasing.
Yeah.
But I didn't take it. I mean, and who are me? I can't tell her how to take it. But it didn't seem like his intent was truly to hurt her because he could have said it. He could have said it in the bed.
Right. Oh, he could have with your hyper self. You like a little chihuahua that needs to have its balls removed. He could have said a lot of things That would have been way more hurtful. And like you said, you know what? I know that little digs can start to build up and make you be like, all right, now, like, listen, I can't do no more. Right. Now, shut up. I've been trying to be nice today. So I can understand that. But the way she acted at that game night, though.
Inexcusable, whatever.
She completely turned everything. At first I thought she was doing it on purpose to say, see what you did. But then I realized, like, no, she always does this stuff. She always just comes at him in a way that she could never take.
Oh, absolutely.
And for her to be far worse, completely hypocritical. Oh, far worse. The fact that she sat there and talking about, I like to do this. Like, she's constantly tearing down his manhood, constantly tearing down how bad his sex is. She's constantly calling stuff out. And it's like, he can't, hold on. I stopped. All right, I'm back. Constantly tearing all this stuff down about him. And then he can't even joke around about a factual thing that you actually did of, hey, Miss Hyper, look, I don't know why you talk to me this way. I'm like, chick, you are a freaking lunatic. Especially for her to act like that in the morning, then that same day in the evening, go off like that, and then try to come at Noy and Steve like, hey, all in everybody's business. It's like, work on yourself first.
Messy. When they said who would lie about sex, and she said, what, you would tell them it was good?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There's
no coming back from
way
that.
You thought that was actually funny to
that's
say.
Not funny.
No,
that's mean.
Not at all.
That's not funny. It is not the same thing that he did earlier. So even if she was trying to make the comparison, it's not the same. That's not teasing. That is mean. And the way it's insulting and the way a man feels about that.
Yeah.
It's just, man, there's no coming back. And that's the other thing is this. It wasn't like, oh, she was fed up, y'all, and she just went there. This isn't the first time that she's talked about that.
Yeah, no.
Every time.
She loves to throw that dig. When she went off
at that one little place, she was flipping out and talking about, at the bowling alley. She was flipping out and talking about, oh, he can't do this. I want to finish, and he doesn't do this. He's 3 minutes, and this and that, and good luck living with your mom. And then of course, like this episode 2, I'm done. Yeah, you always done. Stop coming back.
It would be, and if he would have been like, oh, I could probably stay in there longer if it didn't smell so foul, she would have died on sight, flatlined. That would have been it. But he just sits there and everybody else.
Everybody.
The black folk, Jasmina and Michael, when they were both like, they did the slow turn away.
Everyone, that is so embarrassing.
Like,
oh my God.
What she just said.
Right.
Basically. Did she say that out loud?
I don't think I would have been able to keep it to myself. I've been like,
nobody hid how uncomfortable they were. Nobody hid it.
No.
She don't see that.
Did Jasmina say something out loud?
No, not Deborah. I don't know. She said something not in that moment. I feel because Lindsay had so many moments. The way she said something to Steve, and Steve got her back, and then she got mad. And he was like, I apologize.
He got mad immediately.
I didn't mean to get under your skin. I apologize. Steve is,
he shouldn't have apologized for nothing.
I'd be
like, set in that.
Let me tell you, I'd say in that moment when I was watching, I was like, whew, these are situations that I'm so glad me and Marcus are never in, because she had already been making digs at folk, right? And then she made the dig at Steve, and Steve it was who would be the one to start a fight or something like that. He was like, so did you start the fight on the plane?
Yes.
And then she was like, forgot how she responded. But you already know Marcus. He would have been like, I'm not apologizing to you. She probably would have been called a bitch to her face too.
Man, don't put me in these people's situations and say what I would have done. Look, I think before I react.
You do. And that's what makes it worse, though, is that you can tell that this was crafted.
I already decide how low I'm going to get, and I think of how I'm going to execute my...
Right. And I'm like, I like those situations where everybody is kind of like just protecting the crazy. Like, okay, she can't help herself, so nobody is going to say anything so that it doesn't escalate to something else. We would have ended up having it escalate to something else. I'd be like, I'm not protecting you from yourself.
Right.
You acting stupid.
And what somebody like me would make me meet at her level and try to stoop even lower is because I don't like bullies. So when you sitting here and you taking digs at everybody else and everybody else trying to protect, I'm like, no. Let's get down here in the mud with you. Let's have some fun. So I was mad. I was mad when he applied me to get under your skin. I'd be like, oh, does it sting?
That would
sting just as bad when you pee. No? Yeah, maybe. Like I can't stand it. She's probably not well. Like I agree. Like even the whole her getting rushed to the
that was alcohol poisoning.
I thought it was too.
Oh, that was a bad hangover. It was a bad hangover.
That's what I said. That was a hangover. She wouldn't eat nothing. You drunk too much goddamn liquor. You was probably mixing vodka and champagne. Got toe up. Talking about she ate something bad. No, that was your alcoholism. I ain't gonna diagnose her, but that was your alcohol that you had.
Because as soon as things started going bad in the game night, she poured herself another little drink.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, she finna
They
get
zoomed
lit.
in on that. They were like, there she go.
And the way she was she was acting in the bed, talking out of her mind, she was like, I feel like I honor you, but you don't honor me. I was like, I feel like I'm losing myself.
It's gonna be so easy to say
you.
no on decision day.
She was talking so crazy. I was like, she has not eaten. She just drank, didn't eat. Somebody need to fix her some HelloFresh because that's the only thing that's going to be able to soak up all that liquor, okay? Because HelloFresh got some great pasta meals, honey, that goes well with a glass of wine. We just had this amazing pasta dish. No, I keep saying it was a pasta dish. It was a quesadilla. We had this one pan.
Those are different things.
Because I had fixed pasta the day before. It was a quesadilla. It was the poblano peppers with thinly sliced onions, Southwest seasoning. Made this little drizzle situation out of some sour cream and seasoning in a salsa too. So good. 2 different cheeses, Mexican cheese and pepper jack cheese. I'm just telling you, you can't tell me that this, and then I added a protein. I added the chicken. So if you don't know what HelloFresh is, it is America's #1 meal kit. It is delivered right to your door, from the farm to your door, fresh every week. You can choose which day your delivery is on. You can pause a week. You can change up the different things that they put in your box. You get like, how many is it? Is it like 50 different weekly options? Also, you don't have to go to the grocery store. Like, they give you all the ingredients and you waste less food because you're not overbuying. So you don't have the broccoli sitting in your refrigerator that is so wet because it is now slimy. Brown. It's slimy. Okay, the cilantro it's no longer green. It's brown. You don't have to worry about that because HelloFresh is only giving you exactly what you need. And the meals come together in about 30 minutes. Your family will love it. My boys love it. They help me cook. I be chopping up the tomatoes. Amar helps move the tomatoes into a bowl. I'm telling you, the whole family can get involved, and you can get it for just you with a 2-person meal, or you can go up to a 4-person meal. They got everything you need. You can upgrade it, get more of a luxe experience. It's amazing. So go to HelloFresh.com/TBTB16.
TBTB16.
And use code TBTB16,
TBTB16.
for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. I'm going to tell you one more time. Go to HelloFresh.com/TBTB16.
TBTB16.
Use code TBTB16.
TBTB16.
For up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. America's #1 meal kit.
Very good. Okay.
You see how hard she laughed when they would ask the money question? Oh, my
God. I'm happy you brought that up.
Like, she straight up just tried to dig into his soul with a dagger. It was like, who do you think would spend the most money on spouse? He was like, me and she. Like, really?
That evil, very dark laugh, and everyone, well, I know it's editing, but it is still really funny to have her, like, cracking up. Yeah. And everyone's just looking at her like, first of all, it's not that funny. Second of all, is that your real laugh?
Right.
It's so scary.
Yeah.
And
then I think she's crazy enough to where she laughs at herself laughing, which makes it even worse.
She's a mess. I'm glad that he stood up for himself when she was like, your life is falling apart every week. He was like, stop saying that.
I'm happy he said it.
He was like, don't say that anymore. I can really empathize for him in that situation because I know my friends, a lot of their perceptions of my life is that, oh, you are just way too busy. oh, I can't wait until you just can sit down somewhere. Oh my God, you're just so busy. And they're saying it in a way to make my busyness seem like a negative in my life. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no, this is when I am thriving. Mm-hmm. This is when I feel my best. Stop wishing something that I might not want for my life on me, just because it makes you uncomfortable.
Right.
And that is what it really is Lindsay is speaking about her discomfort, not Mark. Not to say that Mark is like happy he ain't got a job right now. Not to say that like there aren't things he wish had changed, but I personally don't like when people put their discomfort on my life or anybody else's life, because it's not for them to live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what's going to be interesting is I'm waiting on it to go to a point to where he's going to have to throw her getting sick and him having to take care of her the way she would do. You know, well, you got sick. Well, I had to take care of you because that's what I'm here to do. I'm Papa Bear, because that's all she does. And she claims this whole big I'm Mama Bear thing, but then she contradicts herself and say, I don't want to be doing this and doing that and fixing your life. But then a couple episodes ago, you was like, that's what you're here to do, even though his life don't need fixing. It just needs rescue from you.
Yeah. I actually don't like people like that. Lindsay does that, where you help someone and then you keep score of what
you
you've
keep
done.
reminding.
Yeah, and therefore it's like ammunition for any time something comes up. I can remind you of all the things that I've done. It makes people, myself included, like, don't worry about me. Don't do nothing.
Don't do not another thing.
Don't even worry about it. I'll figure it out. I don't want to ask you for anything if all you're going to do is throw it in my face. And that's what Lindsay doesn't understand, is that when you're keeping score, I would rather you just not.
Right. I'd rather you not play this game then.
Yeah.
No. That's what somebody said on the after show, because I let it keep playing. She was like, it was a comedian who's a fan of the show. She was like, Lindsay is the type of person that would give you the shirt off their back, but then remind you every day that you have it on.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
you remember?
Absolutely.
You remember I gave you that shirt? Did everybody? I gave him that
see?
shirt.
Yeah.
Look at his shirt, because the shirt he had on had holes on it.
And now I'm cold, and I'm so angry about how cold I am because you're warm.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I wrote my name on the back of the shirt.
Do you understand that I gave that to you?
Yeah.
It's like, girl, keep the shirt. Take it. I'll freeze.
She was like, you remember how cold you were before I gave you that shirt? You remember? And he was like, actually, I was fine. No, your shirt had holes everywhere, but that's the style I like.
No, I wasn't shivering, though.
Yeah. No, you were. You need to admit it. It was falling apart at the seam, at the threads, everything.
Yes.
Yeah, she definitely had. She's like, I love myself. Nobody is telling you to hate yourself, but you do need to.
We hate you.
But you do need to do some self-reflection to realize that everybody, not to say that you have to change yourself because of people's perception, but if you feel like in life you have so many people that are like not effing with you, you might want to self-reflect to see how your actions are actually being received by people, and if that's the way you would hope that they are received. And I don't think her arrogance is not allowing her to realize the part she plays in people not feeling comfortable around her, and people feeling like she instigates arguments, because she really right now is like feeling like she's living her most authentic self, and she could be, but just understand that a lot of people don't like you.
Yeah, I don't understand how she can't see that just from why she feels comfortable taking digs at other couples. I don't understand that. That blows my mind.
I mean, she did that out loud. People and it's just like, I know you know their situation, but like, I think because she feels like she doesn't have anything in her personal or professional life. Personality is one thing, but in her personal and professional life that people can point to, because she feels like, I have a job, I make money, I support my spouse, I go help with his mom, I do the things that a wife is supposed to do, so you really can't come for me. But your personality is filthy. It is very difficult to be around. You probably are a great time when you're not being a dick, but if you're being a dick a lot, nobody wants to deal with that.
They're not going to make it.
Oh, listen, I think they were just like, I'm here so I don't get fined.
Basically. Literally. I find it so interesting, though, that like even when she got sick, Mark was like, I'm always going to be here for you. I want him to just stop using language like that because it's not authentic. It's not real. You're going to leave. On decision day, you're going to say
he's definitely not.
You're going to leave.
He's not going to stay married to her, but I do think if Lindsay ever called him for anything,
he would do it.
At 100%. I think that is what he's speaking from. He's definitely not going to always be her husband.
Nah.
But I do think it would take her punching his mom in the face for him to be like, okay, we can never talk to each other again.
Because he does seem like one of those people that has a good heart. But one thing that she said, which I think is completely false, but is a bad thing to do. She said, you take these digs at me and I always laugh them off or, try to make a joke out of it. That's the biggest mistake you could possibly make. If somebody's taking a dig at you or joking with you in a manner you don't like, say that, because if it seems like you like it, it's the perception of, oh, you think that's funny? Well, let me keep going. I'm like, even when she brought that up, I'm like, well, that's your fault for making him comfortable with those type of jokes if it was actually hurting her. But again, she was lying when she said that. But I thought it was interesting that she said it.
It is very. I do wish I could have seen whatever this is that she's referring to, as far as in the digs, so that I could have felt like her words were valid. Not that she needs that, but it did feel like it was out of from the left field. I was like,
she made all that.
Does he make on a regular basis?
Well, especially when you're comparing that to what she literally later said during game night. It's like,
I was like, okay, if that was a dig, then you made a crater.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So it makes it. I don't know. They're done. Okay, moving on to. Okay. I'm gonna save them because I have the words. So we're gonna go to Katina and Elijah Wan. This is the thing about. What'd you say? Go ahead.
No. Go.
The thing about Elijah Wan is that I've officially decided he doesn't want to be married. There is nothing Katina can do. There is nothing Katina can say. There is no amount of food she can cook. There is no amount of self-work she can do. There is no amount of student loan she can pay off, because there will always be something else. He is always going to find something else wrong with her that makes her unworthy of them staying together.
I agree, but in this episode was the first time that I feel like I actually understood him. All the other ones, I was just like, dude, like, why are you talking why is somebody cooking for you so important? Hire a chef if you need to be fed. I understood when he said, I don't want for you to have kids and not be set up in a way where I got to take care of both of y'all. And in the sense of, I am taking care of the debt that you brought into this relationship. I am taking care of the stuff you didn't take care of when we first got together. That was the first time that I was just like, okay, now I get what you're saying. Like, because before when he was like, you are not ready to be a wife, I was like, how can you don't know what it is to be a wife? Right. What are you talking about? Right. This was the first time that I felt like, okay, now I hear what your specific fear is that if we continue on this path, I'm going to end up having to take on the responsibilities that you didn't take care of before meeting up with me. He's still on my last nerve, because this is stuff that you could have actually articulated at the very beginning.
And that's my point. Someone said he keeps moving the goalposts. That's actually how I feel. If in the beginning it was cooking, she addresses that. Then it is you don't clean up, so she addresses that. Then it's you don't try hard, get on the horse, so she fixes that and leads the alpaca or whatever it was. Like, it's always something new. And if this is it, first of all, we've been here for 6 weeks. My N-word. You could have brought this up from the beginning, because that's not something I can change. I'm in school. Debt cometh to me, because that's just how it works. We're in America. Like, the fact that he didn't bring it up, it just feels unfair. And then also, you said this, and I remembered I felt like this in the moment. His phrasing, I didn't like that. Then you have a child. Well, if we together,
Don't
we have a child?
We have a child.
What you mean? And now I got to take care of, you don't babysit your children. I'm so confused how you think this works. But you become a father when I become a mother. So like, I don't understand. And then even his timing of like, you know, when you're out of school, you're going to have a baby at the same time. She was like, well, first of all, I come from strong, independent Black women. We can do it all.
I was so proud of her for speaking up. Like, don't tell me what I can and can't do.
Yes, I said we can do it. So I'm so confused on what the problem is. And I could see in her face like, oh, I'm exhausted now. Because there's no amount of anything that I can do. There's no amount of proving that I can do for you. Because tomorrow you're going to say, you wear sweats too much. The baby's not potty trained, and a real wife would know that you should potty train the baby by 18 months. Like, something else is always going to come up. And for that, I'm exhausting of him.
I don't go ahead, baby.
No, this is what happened. Up until the point of them talking about all that, he was cracking me up the whole episode. Like stuff he was saying to the point to like I was laughing. I'm like, this dude is hilarious. Until we got to that point, and I had forgotten how he be talking until he started talking again. But like what Angel said, I didn't agree with it as much as you did until you explained it. But I did kind of see where he was coming from. But I was still
it is a good point. I just wish he said it earlier.
Yeah.
Said it earlier, and his delivery is always like, because like when he was talking and he said, well, you know, you did this and you did that and I did this. Then he said, but there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is that he don't set up the foundation of how what she's doing is okay. It's just different from him. He don't set up that foundation of this is where I'm coming from. It's always like, this is what you did and I'm trying to fix it. But what you did was okay. It's not like I'm trying to fix it, but I am. And this is how things need to go. And it's just like you said, my N word. Come on.
This is the reason why, like I said, on this time I understood the situation of their debt and establishedness is like how me and Marcus was. Marcus had already been in his career. His school, he paid for his school all the way through. So he came out of school with no debt. His car was paid for. I came into our relationship swimming deep in debt and was like, don't worry, I've got more coming. So like,
to keep from paying that debt, let's go further into debt.
I was just starting my career on television, so I still was on shaky ground. It wasn't like I was fully established, but at no point in time did Marcus assume my school debt was ever going to be his responsibility. For some reason, for Olajuwon, in his mind, being married, her debt, and I'm not knocking folk for if that's how they approach it. Right. But her debt is now his response. Because I kept saying, what does he mean by more established? Because what is her career? Oh, she's not in it. See, so I now this was the first.
We don't know if she's in it or if she's going to school to do more. I don't think
she's in school. So she's not. So she isn't where I guess he's done with school and he is on his career path. She is still in the trenches of learning to go there. So I could not understand why the more established needed to happen before marriage. I couldn't understand any of that until this episode. And so for me, it's not that I necessarily felt like he was moving the goalposts. I feel like in the earlier episodes, his words were just hurtful but not clear. It was just like, you're not these things. No, she can be a wife in this situation. She can be mature enough and have the things that make a good partner, because what it was is that, like we said about Noy, he wasn't speaking to his actual fear. Right. He was putting his perspective the way Lindsay does to Mark, his own uncomfortableness on her situation. She's not uncomfortable with being in debt. Just like I ain't. That's why I'm in it. I'm like, I'm fine. She's not uncomfortable. Looked around and
said, this is all right.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool with this. She's not uncomfortable not being in her career yet. She's like, I'll get there. I have a lifetime. She's also not uncomfortable not being established in her career and having a child. Right. He's uncomfortable with that. And instead of just saying, I'm uncomfortable with this, he degrades her.
And that's my problem.
Yes, no, that is my issue too. It's not his issues of what he would feel more comfortable with. It's how he is stating these things as if she is a problem.
Exactly.
Because he is uncomfortable.
Right. And the problem is continuing to say, you got to do all those things. But what I was doing, okay, while I'm on my soapbox, is I went to school, paid off my debt, okay, bought the house, done. I'm in my career. What you doing? Lollygagging. And now you want to add children? No. That energy is very, it's condescending. It's hurtful.
What you say, babe?
I need this to be a character that she just did.
No. Okay, keep going, Melissa.
I just don't like his words and the way he comes off. And it's just, I mean, I was really happy that Katina finally was like, yeah, let's fix this. It is, I do agree. This is the first time he's added context and meat on the bones of what he's saying.
Yeah.
I do agree. I'm still not with it. I think he's just a no. I just feel like he's a no. And this is my problem with Elijah. I was rooting for Elijah because I think at the core of who he is a person that wants to be married. I do believe at the core of who he is a man that wants to be a husband and potentially be a father. It makes sense. That's why he went to school first. That's why he paid off his debt. That's why he has a house, because you're setting yourself up for that future that future, part of your life. I get that. And I think at the core, that's who he wants to be. The unfortunate thing about Elijah Wan at this point, and after giving him chance after chance after chance, like literally rooting for him, because that's what I want to see, is that he comes across archaic, patriarchal, condescending.
Come on.
And what's chauvinist?
Those are all the good words. Those are all good words. I'm exhausting.
Listen.
Yeah, like he does have this archaic, like the old school type look. Like I did notice when they were walking up to the cabin, like he had all the luggage and she was just walking up to the cabin.
Yeah, but then he looked like
that's the type of things you don't pat yourself on. I'm sorry, say, huh?
Yeah, you're right. Like he wanted to say pat himself on the back about it.
Yeah, you don't pat yourself on the back for that. Even with me, it's like I was established before all my friends. All my friends were still in school. I was already working, had a house, car, and all that. And even going into a relationship, I knew I would most likely be more established than somebody that I started dating. But at the same time, I know anyone that I date that I'm interested in like that, their projection. And it don't matter where they're at. It matters where you end up. So for him to look like having a child is going to be a setback regardless where you at in your career. if that's how you want to look at it. It don't matter if y'all both established. This is like you sitting at home taking care of that child until y'all come up with an agreement on how things are going to work. So like you said, he's projecting his own fears and putting a situation onto her that the way he views it. And she's probably not viewing it the same way at all.
No.
Like me and Ada started dating and I was like, you got how much debt? I could have looked at it like, oh, I ain't gonna pay up. No, that's not how I looked at it. I'm like, that's great. You plan on paying that off.
Yeah, he's fine with that.
The other thing about Elijah that pissed me off is when Steve was doing all the cooking and he was sitting down.
Come on. Because he can't cook.
That there.
Because Elijah Wan cannot cook.
Like, man.
He made too much of a big deal about it. I just can't. Elijah
Wan can't cook. What he got is muscles and thank God not the hair. And he thinks that's enough to be a function of beauty. That's not the function of beauty I want. I want the function of beauty that is the customized shampoo and conditioner. Okay, listen. Function of beauty is the world's fully first customizable hair care that creates individually filled shampoo, conditioner, and styling and treatment formulas based on your hair now and where you want to go. All right. Your hair is unique, and the products that address it has specific needs. You need to have those needs met. That's where Function of Beauty comes in. Founded by a dream team of engineers and cosmetic scientists, each Function of Beauty product is individually designed to be unique as you are. Function of Beauty offers 54 trillion possible formulas. Good God Almighty.
That's a lot of trillions.
Every one of them is vegan, cruelty-free. They never use sulfates, parabens. You can also go completely silicone-free. This is how it works. First, take a quick hair quiz to build your hair profile. Select 5 hair goals like lengthening, volumines, or oil control. Does your hair get frizzy in the winter but oily in the summer? Formulations are meant to be changed when your hair changes. Next, choose the color and fragrance, or go dye or fragrance free. I chose a lavender because I love that scent. I just love the calmness of a lavender. And of course, I chose a red bottle because that's me. And then get your freshly filled formula delivered straight to your door and prepare for good hair days ahead. Say goodbye to generic hair care for good today. Go to functionalbeauty.com/TBTB.
TBTB.
To take your hair care goals or your hair goals quiz, and you'll save 25% on your first order. Go to functionalbeauty.com/TBTB.
TBTB.
To let them know you heard about it from our show and to get 25% off your first order. That's functionalbeauty.com/TBTB. Take your hair quiz and save 25% on your first order.
Tiffany said, I'm confused. So he want her to be a housewife with a job, or do he want the minimum?
Listen, that is
he do the minimum.
He really feels like the fact that he cut his hair because she didn't like it, and that, he's strong so she doesn't have to do heavy lifting, is enough. And he's committed to being married in the sense of he wants to be married. Is enough. I don't know if he has ever questioned if he is giving her all the things she would desire in a mate. It is just about him and just about his needs. And it is unfortunate that he has said so many things that have been, I don't know how she survived it. I would have cussed this man out a long time ago.
Kudos to her.
He has said so many things that I feel is embarrassing to say to a woman that you're married to, especially on camera, and how he diminishes whatever she's accomplished in life. Even the fact that she's in school, cheers to her. It doesn't really matter what age she is. Having a mother that's 70-something in school, I'm like, the fact that you had a goal to do this and you are doing it is, to me, what is the word that he keeps saying? Establishing yourself. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I do. I think it's very unfortunate because she is such a sweet person. And because
that's the other thing, was he on scholarship?
I'm sure he probably was.
Scholarship? Yeah. So that's the other thing. You're not even comparing apples to apples. It's really unfair. Actually, now that I think about it, that's unfair. If you had an athletic scholarship, it's not like you worked through, being a college
athlete,
student athlete is a lot. Low key, it is a full-time job. But to actually go out and work a 9 to 5 to pay yourself your way through school is a different thing.
100%.
That's a different thing. So I don't know. Go continue. I just thought about that. I think it's not fair. I worked in school. I have student loans. I had a scholarship too, and I still got student loans. It's not the same, and it's just not fair. I'm just kind of over it.
Say what you're gonna say, and then I'm gonna finish what I was gonna say, baby.
Just real quick. I think one of the issues is her not. I think she needs to be more vocal about what she wants. I don't remember her. I don't recall her saying anything, giving him a goal to reach for her. Like, he gives all these, this is what I need. This is what I need. I think she needs to reciprocate that. And maybe it'll snap him into reality, or I don't know if he could be combative about it. I'm not sure.
I think she probably does correct him, but I don't know if she's like, I need you to be more affectionate. I think she does correction versus direction. Mm-hmm. But what I was going to say, come on, that's brain.
I think. Get it. Someone said, I don't think she wants to challenge him on camera. That's what I think too. That's why I said I think she does it off camera.
Well, that's the reason. I think she gives correction off camera.
Yeah, off camera.
But not like direction of, I really like when a guy does this for me. Yeah. I really love when a dude does these type of things for me. What I was going to say is what is unfortunate for him in this situation, him being somebody with ADHD, and I can see those tendencies in him. Mm-hmm. and with him having a lot of personality things that I think he needs to work through with a therapist that he respects.
TBTB 16.
Come on. Amen. That better help. If he's going to be married at this point in time in life and have the opportunity to get better, he would need someone as patient.
Absolutely.
As Katina.
Absolutely.
Or either he's going to need somebody as patient as Katina while he works through his mess with someone that, like I said, he respects, that he can actually get better with, or he's going to need someone that doesn't mind being ran over and can just keep taking blows to the head. Luckily, we're seeing Katina being wore down by it, which is great, because it would be terrible for her to just stay in the situation and he not get better. Or he's going to have to completely get himself in a good place before actually being able to be in a marriage and it works.
I like that answer.
But a lot of people that it just don't, I mean, in life, a lot of times that don't happen. You still be a mess and you just pray that someone can deal with your mess while you're getting better. And I feel like the type of person she is rare, that she's still holding his foot to the fire just a little bit to be like, hey, bruh, what you said ain't cool. But her words aren't enough for him to get better. He needs a professional to be like, stop. You can't keep doing this.
Yeah. It needs to be somebody he respects. Like when he talked to his coach, I feel like that's one of the few people that he would actually take their word for. And it's like, well, this is what needs to happen. But it had to be a repeated conversation, like checking in weekly for an extended amount of time in order for him to like see what exactly it is that he's doing wrong or that he needs to adjust on or hear her out on.
Yeah.
Someone said Elijah 1 and Lindsay being friends is weird, and they are friends.
Oh, are they? They both just, you just got to be a special part. And I have patience. Marcus knows. I have a lot of patience when it comes to my friends in their courts and
good
stuff.
God, I ain't got too much patience.
But where I don't have patience is in a intimate relationship like that. You just not going to keep making me look stupid. You're not going to keep making me feel terrible, because like Marcus said, we just going to be pigs in the mud. I'm going to drag you before I let you go. You going to feel everything you gave me, period.
Yeah, you pull me down here now. Now, let's get comfortable, because I'm going to be down
get real
here.
comfortable.
Let's knock his ladder over. We're going to wallow in this pit for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else on them?
Nah.
Predictions, game day predictions.
They gonna say yes to each other.
Yeah, when
it's crazy. I know if she won't say no is the problem.
I kind of want her to.
She love him,
but I think she will say yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's because it's crazy. Like Angel said, it's things that he needs to. I think he needs help with, because he does seem like he would be more than willing to be married and married to her, but it's got to be under a different quote unquote circumstances. It's like you can't move forward with these type of ideologies and think everything's gonna be good. Will they make it? Everything's I don't know for me with them right now.
Yeah, I feel like they will, but I don't want them to. I'll say that. That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
Liz, would you consider any of the cast
for Love on Stage?
Would I consider any of the cast from Married at First Sight to be on Love on Stage?
Yeah.
Girl, no.
She said our selection process is a lot more particular.
Yeah. I try to weed out the people that I think will people. You're not always good at it, obviously. But I do try to weed those people out, because I would like to see more Bria and Robert scenarios.
Yeah, come on, that's your heavyweight champion belt.
It is.
Yeah, no, Melissa's like looking for success and not an actual show that's going to just get a
I feel like the world, as much as we run on drama, I think we run on a fairy tale as well. I think the idea of love, it's magical, it's mythical, it's mystical, it's all of those things. And I think when you see it and you're just like, I cannot believe, I think it offers hope. I think it inspires hope. And I think people run on that as well.
You really should have worn like a crown when you were on the after show, the unfiltered show, they could have asked you, be like, "Oh, I actually am the queen of matchmaking. I've done it. One season already successful."
Hey, Melissa's ratio was much better than Married at First Sight.
Listen, I feel so much pressure this season, and I'm out here like I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know. Just already know I don't know what's gonna happen this season. But I have a fairy tale story. What did y'all think of what's their names? Jasmina and Michael. Because I want all y'all to say you was right, Melissa.
Come on, listen. She already at decision day. Like they gonna make it.
They gonna make it.
I am glad that Jasmina has warmed up. She is an ice queen. Yeah, she is. And Michael had to take a blowtorch to her heart with going to the medium and being like, oh my God, and talking about it. Like, I was just like, is this what it is? What I did think was so cute was how much they coordinated during this retreat.
The game and the clothes.
I know it. And she was terrible. And he was just like, no, we need somebody like you on the team. That's what we need. The person not doing nothing. Everybody needs that. I can tell that she's now, it feels like she's happier to be with him, where before it felt so
work.
It just felt like she was unbothered to be. She was just like, he's here and I'm here. Ugh. No. But yeah, I still don't know if they're gonna make it.
They gonna make it. Have faith.
Girl, did you not see the next episode where she's like, I am not attracted.
I know.
I don't want him.
Problem. This is my thing though, Jasmina, if you're listening, I know this is already done, but listen to me retroactively because you're already at decision day. This is the thing. Just commit yourself and the feelings can come. Because I just feel like they had such a breakthrough. I remember we talked about the, what did they do?
The tantric yoga.
Thank you, yoga. When they did the tantric yoga, that was a breakthrough, 100%. That was a breakthrough. But there was something special about this cabin retreat between them. Even I think it was Elijah one. I don't exactly remember. Somebody was like they were actually sitting close to each other.
Yeah, no, that was the other point that Elijah one made me laugh. He said, "You see how close they were sitting? They were sitting close. Did anybody else see that? I know I saw how close they were sitting."
Yeah,
they've never sat that close to each other. They had they were holding hands. Even I was a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie to you, when she was offering her, like, I just want to make sure you're ready, you know, when they were going to see the
medium.
Thank you. I was like the mind reader. I don't know, the medium. I was a little nervous about how he was gonna take it, but the fact that he took it as care and concern, I was just like, I'm rooting for you guys to make it. I want you guys to make it. Jasmina, like him.
Like him.
And I like him, Jasmina.
And what I said is that I do think she's attracted to him. And what did she say about herself? She would be the person that could lie better than anybody else.
She sure did.
And I think she is lying. I think she is lying to protect herself. Go ahead, baby.
So they did. It is great to see them getting along as much as they are, because they do seem like in this episode they had a lot of really good chemistry. They were getting along, laughing, joking, all the good vibes and all of that stuff. The problem I still have is the same problem I've always had.
Tell me.
All the work is on his side. She don't need to fix nothing. She don't need to make no adjustments. It's all coming from him. Even with them doing great. You know, they were sitting there with the median and she was throwing out numbers and she was comforting him. At no point in time has it been, this is what you need to do in order to make this work if you want to make it work, other than develop attraction to him.
Well, but then you're gonna have to give him the same advice that that you gave to Katina. He got to open his mouth. Insane.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. No. It definitely needs to be verbally said, because he's accepting all the responsibility of needing to make this work. This is what needs to happen. You got to make her feel this way, or she needs to feel this way. He hasn't voiced his of what he needs. Actually, I take it back. He did a couple of episodes ago.
What did he say he needed?
It was what did he say?
Exactly.
I don't remember. I do remember. I remember him saying something about what she does. No, I take it back. But she flipped it to make it seem like, no, I do that because of you. No, I was something. I can't remember what it was, but she was like, "Well, I react this way." He's like, "Oh yeah." So
I think it was about reactions or being.
I think it was a reaction. Yeah, I'm gonna work on this, and I'm gonna work on how I deliver, and I'm gonna work on that. Okay, I'm gonna work on everything, and hopefully you'll start liking me. No, it's not how it works. She got some adjustments to do.
I agree.
As much what as they having,
for sure.
She's still an ice queen.
I know. I feel like the ice was like chipping a little bit.
It was. It's done melted a little bit. It's been chipped away.
But she like Olaf. She can freeze back up, honey.
That is my actual fear. My actual fear, or my other fear, is that she just won't give into it. Because sometimes, and I could be like this, instead of leaning into the ice cracking, you pull away. Mm-hmm. And so that crack now refreezes and gets harder again. And now you're basically at square one. Instead of saying, oh, I think what did Katina say? Look at me catching feelings or whatever. Instead of like, oh, look at me catching feelings and like leaning into those feelings, you pull away from it. And that could be, that's her. Because I feel like as soon as the medium, said, it was love at first sight for you, he couldn't stop smiling.
Yeah. He was like, my breath was taken away. I was like, oh.
He's just so sweet. This is the other thing. Is Michael ugly?
I don't think Michael is ugly.
I don't either. I don't understand why she wouldn't be attracted to him.
She is. She said on her wedding day that he was attractive.
Oh, she is attracted to him.
But she now plays
she said attractive versus attracted to him.
Right.
Two different things.
But now she's saying I don't have an attraction to him.
I see.
Like he is good looking.
I got you.
But I'm not attracted to him. But again,
she got to lean in.
I'm then really confused about the proximity that she doesn't mind keeping their bodies. Like, I don't agree with the one statement somebody had made of they're always shot in a two shot. No, even at their honeymoon, when they were having all the arguments, when they were in the waterfall with each other, they were hugged up. I had seen her do a lot of things that I was just like,
she definitely rubbed up against him one time when he was like at the refrigerator, at the stove or something.
Yes, I have seen her do enough times when she's not in the midst of being angry. Connection to his body that I personally don't know a lot of women would do with someone that they didn't have some sort of desire for. So I personally think she's lying.
I'm a girl. But it's her. Continue.
That she's really, she is at the end of this, she is just afraid.
Yeah,
she's watched a bunch of marriages fall apart. She has been abandoned by both of her biological parents. So why not believe that the person that you got matched with by experts wouldn't abandon you too? Like, I think that's what it really boils down to, is not being willing to completely allow herself to fall just in case he's not there at the bottom to catch her.
Yeah.
So I still don't know if they're going to make it at the end. I don't know if her fear will get the best of her.
Yeah.
Yes. But I do think.
How do you think the medium? First of all, have you ever been to a medium?
You know,
I know. But I had to ask.
Yeah. Every time I hear them, they always throw out random numbers that could be linked to anything.
Well, how did y'all feel? It was a little freaky for me. Yeah, I was like,
anytime I've always seen it on TV and stuff, and anytime it's like they'll like, is there something between 3 and 5? I got a big family. If I think long and hard, I'm sure I could think of something that happened between the ages of 3 and 5, where I had a job where I only had work from 3 to 5. It's always it just ain't me. I don't really get into it.
Because God has talked to me so clearly about certain things, and I'm talking about with specificity that you can't even be like, oh, that must have meant this. It's like, no, this specific thing, I can completely believe. Now, I don't know who's talking to them. I can completely believe that those things are coming to someone that they can articulate in a way that you're like, oh, yeah, that does mean something. But no, I ain't never been to no medium.
I don't think I could do it. The other thing is this. I was trying to figure out what weight I thought the medium would have on Jasmina's decision. And so when she said sunny, and she was like, so we gonna be living in California? And then when she said boat, and we gonna have a boat, it was very like future talk for me. So I was trying to figure out like, oh, does the medium hold weight for you in swaying your decision? Where she was like, you guys are meant to be together. Y'all can be together. But if you don't make it, which was weird too, girl, it's got to be a yes or it's got to be a no. You can't be like, y'all could make it and be forever, or you could not. and you could find somebody and you could find somebody. Girl, what?
That's I don't really want to say what it is just in case I'm wrong because y'all gonna find out in 2 weeks.
That's exactly how I took it. Like, girl, listen, if you hearing from whoever you hearing from, say what it is and move on. Don't be waffling in both sides. It could be a yes, it could be a no. Obviously, I know that. That's why I'm coming to you to tell me if it should be yes or no.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah, but Jasmina did have excitement about the future talk of them.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out if I think the medium, because I do think
definitely
that fear, if she says no, it's 100% fear-based. I think they could be a beautiful couple.
Oh, absolutely.
But the medium, I just wish she would have been like, y'all should be together. You guys could have a beautiful marriage. And that's what it needs to be. Instead of being like, you guys could have a beautiful marriage, but also, you also could find someone in 5 years and you could find someone in a year. Girl, what?
She's like,
she said there would be regret or something like that.
Yeah, she said you would regret it. You'd be kicking yourself for not choosing him. I do think the medium holds a lot of weight for her. And yeah, that was the first time I saw her excited about a future with him. I was like, well, look at you. You needed a white woman to come up here to tell you that this is a good dude.
I wanted to see what the medium said to her too, and then we can close out.
I do too.
I was pissed they didn't show that part.
I do too. It probably wasn't as good. I mean, when you got people that then died of being shot and cancer, it's really hard to top that with you were picked on in high school. Like that doesn't.
She was excited about the twins too.
Oh yeah, she was very excited. Even though I was like, and you could tell the media ain't no doctor when she said the twins run in your family. That don't matter if it run in his family. It's about her.
Nah, it comes from the woman's side.
Really?
Yeah, the dude's stuff ain't got nothing to do with it.
Did not know that.
I can have 19 sets of twins. That don't mean we're gonna have twins.
So yeah, I was like, okay, well, obviously you can't see into a medical book, can you, huh? Nobody who's talking to you is a dead doctor, but
freaking hilarious.
I do. It was just like, look at how excited you got. Where if Michael were to have said these things to her, she'd be like, I mean,
she would have said what you said. You do realize it has nothing to do with your side of the family, right? That's exactly what she would have told him.
And then when she said, I've always wanted twins, I said, see, you stupid. This is what you're telling me right now. You just dumb.
I wanted twins too. I had a book that I wrote when I was like in 6th grade, and their name. Did I tell you this?
No, what's the name?
I'm so
Grace and
original,
Mercy.
No, even better. Because I wanted twins, a girl and a boy. Because I was like, I want twins, girl and a boy. I could be done one time, one shot. I'm done. Daniel, Daniel, Danielle, Danyelle.
I just want you to know I know twins, Daniel and Danielle.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Do they spell it with the Y?
Yes. I will show you right now.
She's living my life.
I will show you. It's my sister's best friend.
Shut up.
Danny, well, we call him Danny and Danielle.
First of all, it's the best because I was like, Danielle.
You were going to kill the M name? You were going to kill the M name?
Melissa's eyes getting everybody to understand
This was like the most original idea I ever had in my life.
I mean, I feel like every girl, when they were younger, thought to have, like, twins would be great. I mean, obviously. But I'm like, girl, shut that up. Every time I hear grown women, I'm like,
one thing I thought was funny is in the episode, there were so many things mispronounced. The fact that the dude doing the sound therapy or whatever they did, he kept calling it chakra. I'm like, boy,
hilarious.
Instead of
is this supposed to be your goddamn profession? Why are you pronouncing it chakra?
You know what? I think some people do. In some places, it can be pronounced.
I've never heard that. That sounds like some Americanized, like Iran, Iraq.
Listen, look, I'm going to the thing to figure out. Oh no, I don't want to press it because then it'll echo. I was about to be like,
somebody
said,
press. Said took it. He did say took it.
Oh, he did say took it.
Oh, I can believe that.
Was hilarious.
And then try to come up with the alpaca. Somebody pronounced something else wrong. I was like,
he did. He didn't even say alpaca. He said gazebo.
Gazebo.
Yeah.
And then I think somebody else said vice versa. That stuff drives me up the wall.
Oh, that was hilarious. All right, y'all. Anything else? Oh, did we say our predictions? We don't know. We with the media. Y'all could make it and or you could not.
Just like the media. We have no idea.
We have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, hold on.
Chakra.
Yep. Listen.
Chakra.
That's wrong.
That's wrong.
That's
chakra.
I don't know what she's talking about. It's
no,
chakra.
That's wrong.
And even it says, is chakra pronounced or chakra? often mispronounced as chakra.
That's wrong.
With the SH
That's wrong. Don't nobody
sound
believe
heard
that.
like in shoe and ship.
Who
the
wrote
first
that?
syllable, chakra, Hindu, is a Hindu site. Chakra is actually pronounced with the ch, with the sound
Lies.
heard in patch and munch.
Lies.
Lies, dumb. They don't know. Who's
They
the
don't.
authority behind this? Who is the authority? Yes.
I was like, because I have heard people say chakra before, but I more commonly hear chakra. But I will, if somebody that actually teaches the stuff, I'm going to be like, okay, so that's how you say it?
That was a white dude.
Shut up!
I had another word that I think I mispronounced, but now I can't think of what it is. God, dog.
Oh, I got a bunch of stuff I mispronounce. That's why I always hear when other people mispronounce stuff.
That's hilarious. Well, that's wrong. Thank you guys so much for joining us today in our chakras. I hope that they are aligned. And what are chakras?
They're like your energy zones.
Yeah, the energy zones, and they have different stones for those energies. And
So when Lauryn Hill was
meditation
late because she
positions.
was aligning her chakras, what was she doing?
Just getting her like energy all flowing in the same direction. So they're like, oh, if like say your chakra in your heart, like you're having a lot of anxiety, like it's blocking your energy. You want to just have everything flowing out of you. So it's just really bringing peace.
Okay, I was about to say, this sounds like prayer.
Yes.
yeah,
Literally.
meditation. Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this episode of The Bald and the Beautiful. Kev will be missing for a while, or he may not be, depending on when we shoot. The other thing is, once this is, Chrissy said, Melissa, don't get it. Not all the way. The other thing is, once this is over, I know it'll be delayed, but we need to talk about the ultimatum.
Oh my goodness,
Man.
Yes.
We'll have to try to watch it. I fell asleep so quick.
Did you
I
get to
got
episode 3?
way too annoyed
I don't.
at that show. I couldn't make it through the whole episode.
No.
Get to episode 3.
Okay. I
the
knew
people are
you
so
were going to do this
stupid.
to me. That's the reason why I started watching it, and I was like,
We have to talk about the
Those people,
chaotic.
it's such. Oh, they're so stupid. I don't know.
Oh, it's fantastic.
we going to get through it, babe.
This is the thing. This is
That's,
why you have to watch it. It is the best thing about reality dating television in one show.
It's
Better
everything
than
I
Love is
hate about
Blind.
reality shows.
Better, it is.
They brought together young couples to cheat on each other and get back together on this national Netflix interweb.
That's crazy.
I can't. I can't do it. I'll do it for y'all.
Oh, none of us could do it, but to
No, I
watch
can't
other
do the
people
show.
do it,
I can't stand to watch it.
the enjoyment
We're going to
of it all.
stomach it. We're going to stomach it because it's part of our job. We're going to stomach it.
Yes. Get to episode 3. You probably won't be able to stop. And then we all need to talk about it because you are going to be pissed. You're going to be angry. You're going to laugh. You're going to have a good time.
I can't wait.
You're just going to be like, why didn't I think of this? It is the best of in one show.
I cannot wait.
Yes.
I'm going to watch it. We're
Very
going to
good.
watch it, Marcus.
I'm so mad.
This
I went
face.
to the show.
It's better than this show.
Listen, it's shorter, so that
Oh,
helps.
yeah. It's only 10 episodes. It moves quick. You're yelling. Okay, we're going to end. The first 3 episodes, first of all, I watched twice because Kev came downstairs. I was like, yo, you have to watch this, but we have to start over. He was like, no, we can keep going. No, we can't keep going. You have to start over. Yeah, you have to know all the backstory. So I watched the first 3 episodes again and was fully invested. I was gasping aloud. Like literally,
But Melissa's good for a good gasp, though. Melissa will give a good gasp.
I can't believe what? It's fantastic.
We're going to watch it, babe. We're going to get through it
It's fantastic.
together.
Yes, you'll love it. Yeah, it's so good. It's so freaking good.
at your face.
Just the best. Just the best.
He going to do it. He going to complain until it gets to a good part. He going to be like, what?
Yo,
Oh, yeah.
you
I
liked it.
can't take the
Yeah.
people. They just so
Yes.
annoying.
All right. Thank y'all so much. Bye.